Turn down for what?
So they want you to sleep on this. They want you to sleep on this story. Obama's Trump-Russia collusion report was corrupt from the start. CIA review. Ooh, man. Okay. We're going to go there, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go there. Let's go directly to the source, shall we? CIA Director John Ratcliffe sharing here that Brennan, Clapper, and Comey manipulated intelligence and silenced career professionals, all to get Trump. Thank you to career CIA officers who contributed to this review and exposed the facts. All the world can see it now. Let's read. This from the CIA itself. We've never once shared a CIA link. Never in the history of the show is we get like, hey, go to CIA.com and like read this. It's great. It's great. Here it is for the first time ever. CIA Director John Ratcliffe declassifies internal tradecraft review of 2016 election to the intelligence community to promote analytic objectivity and transparency. Hot damn. What's in this release? This immediate release from late in the evening yesterday. CIA Director John Ratcliffe has declassified earlier this year. John Ratcliffe tasked the agency career professionals with decades of experience. I'm reading to you from CIA.com. Decades of experience to conduct a lessons learned review from the procedures and analytic tradecraft employed by the intelligence community assessment conducted shortly after the 2016 election. Today, Director Ratcliffe declassified those results to review. The tradecraft review identifies multiple procedural anomalies in the preparation of the 2016 ICA. ICA, again, stands for Intelligence Community Assessment. I hate these acronyms. DC just loves acronyms. I just freaking hate it. Such as compressed timeline, uneven access to compartmented information, marginalization of National Intelligence Council, and excessive involvement of agency heads. The review notes that adhering to established analytic process and rigorous tradecraft is essential to ensuring credibility, objectivity, and accuracy of the CIA analysts. Director Ratcliffe's quote, here we go. Agency heads at the time created a politically charged environment that triggered an atypical analytic process around the issue essential to our democracy, says Director Ratcliffe. Under my watch, I am committed to ensuring that the analysts have the ability to deliver unvarnished assessments free from political influence. Hot damn. And then let's click on that link there at the bottom, please, Killer Klein, so we can see the full report. The full report is 7 pages long, including addendums and annexes. And so I think we should just read the top line here, but let's read it directly from the report. And then, of course, we've showed you the link where you can see it for yourself and go read it for yourself, please. What this does is it goes through where this report comes from. There are very minimal black lines, as you can see if you scroll through it. There are very minimal redactions here. But what this document effectively lays out, the architecture lays out, is that Brennan, Clapper, and Comey just bulldozed over everybody in order to push the lie that they knew was a lie, the Hillary Clinton manufactured Russiagate PP dossier. Now, if you need like a very quick crash course on that, it's really simple. Hillary Clinton paid spies, Russian spies. This is a matter of absolute empirical fact. Read the Durham report and then read this report, please. But let me summarize it for you. Hillary Clinton paid a fortune to Russian spies. How do I know that? Well, because Christopher Steele used Russian spies to get his intelligence about Donald Trump. Christopher Steele paid Russian intelligence assets, dirty Russian spies, to deliver disinformation about Donald Trump. There were Russians who rigged the election, and they rigged it through direct channels in our intelligence community. Russians rigged the election in 2016. Here, clip it, put it up. It's true because Hillary Clinton paid for it. Hillary Clinton hid those payments. Hillary Clinton was found guilty of hiding those payments, had to pay a massive fine and get a smackdown right in the pee-pee from the Federal Elections Commission. Anyway, the point is that that's how the op worked. That's where the dossier came from. The dossier was so absurdist and stupid that most reporters didn't like run with it at all. It had been shopped around to like everyone. And there were finally it got written up. I think it was Yahoo News. They finally like said, "Oh, there's an intelligence dossier about Trump and PP, and everything like that." Yeah, I was just with Trump. We've been with Trump a lot of backstage, a lot of things. Okay, on stage, a lot of things. All right, we've spoken with Trump. Let me tell you something. That guy is fastidious. The reason why he looks so young and the reason why he has so much energy is that he's fastidious with his health and sanitation. Okay. The entire document that Hillary Clinton put together was absurdist in the extreme, was insane Russian disinformation paid for, and then laundered through our intelligence community. So it was like cleansed by our intelligence community. It was being held up. And what this report does is show that Brennan and Clapper and Comey took that filthy document and laundered it in order to give it the patina of credibility. And then, of course, the wrap-up smear happened, right? Hey, Alex, can you grab me that wrap-up smear? It's the last clip I'll ask for. Can you grab me that wrap-up smear? In this moment of absolute drunkenness, Nancy Pelosi explained what they were doing to Trump. A moment of absolute, like, binging, rattling vodka cart. Like, Nancy Pelosi went out and straight up explained what they were about to do to Trump. This is wild. Listen to Pelosi explain the process of the wrap-up smear. She wasn't allowed to say this. This is the tactic they took against Trump. And you can see where the CIA locks nicely in and why Brennan, Clapper, and Comey all need to go to prison. Listen to this.
Down hospitals and the rest of it. So they don't want them to see that contrast, so they focus on something else. And it's a diversionary tactic. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest.
Okay, so here we go. Let's go. Step one. Smear somebody with falsehoods. This is the PP dossier from Russia that Hillary Clinton paid for. So she paid for this through an organization called Fusion GPS, Glenn Simpson, and so on. But Hillary Clinton pays for Russian spies to write a smear against Donald Trump. Okay, here we go.
And then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press.
Okay, you merchandise it. Hillary Clinton merchandised it by taking it into the FBI, the DOJ, the CIA. She brought her little filthy report that was written by Russian spies. Yes, Russians did rig the 2016 election. Yes, clip it, put it up. Yes, they did. They did it, and Hillary Clinton paid them to do it. They did it through Hillary Clinton. This is Russians rigging the 2016 election against Trump, not for Trump, you dumb bastards. Stupid are people. Not you, obviously. But this is the merchant. So the merchandising it is taking it into the intel community. You take it in, and then the intel community brings it to Obama, right? And they use it as a predicate to investigate Trump, to launch a massive investigation. Mark my words, what this was supposed to be is after Hillary Clinton's landslide victory, this was supposed to be leverage in order to put Trump in prison. Trust me. The sin of running against, what they would have done is they would have taken this, we would have never learned the real truth about this, and they would have taken it and they would have used it as a predicate the first time to put Trump in jail, all right? This is what they were planning on doing. Okay, here we go. We continue.
That this, and this, so they have that validation that the press reported the smear.
How often did we hear Trump, Russia, possible collusion, Trump, Russia, possible collusion, Trump, Russia? I know there's a supercut of it. I know there is. Trump, Russia, possible collusion, Trump, Russia. So media is a integral part of this mechanism. So you get the story manufactured, then washed through the intel community, and then you give it to the media, and the media just repeat it over and over and over again until you get, what? A special counsel. Until you can get a predicate to go after General Flynn, who's joining our show in seconds. You talk to anybody, but the guy I'm thinking about is Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller's told me this directly, that this hung like a black cloud over the first Trump administration. You were able to get guys like Jeff Sessions, okay, who was the needle dick attorney general, to, remember he used Russian dressing one time on a salad. And so he had to, he watched Hunt for Red October, starring Sean Connery. And that means you have to push yourself away from this investigation entirely. You shook hands with a Russian guy once. So they merchandised it. Oh, there it is. Is that the clip? Yeah, can we just pop it up as a play-beside? Here we go. Here's the merchandising. Here's the merchandising and the laundering part of it. Here we go.
Putin, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian sort of collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian metal collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, potentially collusion.
Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, collusion.
Trump, Russian collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Russian hacked our election.
Here comes a big change. Because all of a sudden, Trump, Russian, possible collusion, Russian collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion. Trump, Russians, collusion.
Collusion with the Russians. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion.
Prove collusion. Prove collusion.
Was there collusion?
Absolutely.
You get it, right? Yeah, you get it. Okay. Yeah, all right. General Flynn was in that supercut. And now the sword cuts back. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. Real quick takeaway here from the New York Post, and then we're jumping over to General Flynn. Obama's Trump-Russia collusion report was corrupt from the start. CIA review up in flames. Let's just read the top line from the New York Post, and then we'll go to the man himself. In a bombshell new CIA review of the Obama administration spy agency's assessment of Russia interfered with the 2016 presidential election, Donald Trump was deliberately corrupted by Brennan, Clapper, and Comey, who were excessively involved in drafting and rushing its completion in a chaotic and atypical, marked unconventional process that raised questions about political motives. Oh, wow. Further, Brennan's decision to include the discredited Steele dossier, that's what we're talking about here. Remember the wrap-up smear. Remember the wrap-up smear. Write the smear, merchandise it through the intel community, and then give it to the press. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Trump, Russia, possible. That's how it works. And then every Democrat can just point and say, "Oh, Trump's absolutely colluding with Russia." It's insane what they did. It's insane. Man, you got that ALX, one final one. So you have Tucker with Swalwell? When Swalwell's like, that old clip of Swalwell being like, I'm telling you that the president is a Russian agent. I want to show you like the final result, the end result of this. That famous Swalwell one? That famous where Swalwell goes, I'm telling you that Trump is a Russian agent, right? When he like says it on TV, he like rips the full bark off. That's what they were able to do. That's what this entire process was. The tradecraft review of the 2016 Intelligence Community Assessment Russia election interference was conducted by career professionals, CIA Directorate of Analysis, commissioned by John Ratcliffe. Man, dude. And this came as such a stunner to our friend Tucker, and I know General Flynn's friend Tucker. When this was being manipulated, when this was actually happening, it was just jaw-dropping to all of us. Remember, Trump was president at the time, and this was what was happening on TV, on Fox News of all places go.
At what point do you draw a line and say, that's not a U.S. president, that's just the prime minister of Russia defending the president of Russia? At what point do you say that?
So you think that the president is more loyal to Russia than the United States? I mean, I guess I would just remind you that, you're a member of Congress. You're not supposed to talk like a child or make reckless accusations or say things you don't understand or encourage people to commit violence. No, I'm just shocked that you're talking like this. I mean, you don't like the president because you think he's irresponsible.
Do you want it to be led by somebody who is siding with the Russians over the United States?
Settle down, son. I'm older than you are. Don't call into question my love of the country, please.
Settle down, son. I can't wait to be Tucker's age. Tucker's probably about 50 here. And then I can like tell younger members of Congress, settle down, son. I'm older than you. I can't wait for that. Old man Benny is going to be really something else. Should I grow a big, long gray beard? We'll see. Okay, yeah, we'll see. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this report questioned the exclusion of key intelligence agencies and said media leaks influenced the analysts to conform to false narratives of Trump-Russia collusion. Trump-Russia collusion. The rushed timeline to publish both classified and unclassified versions of the presidential transition raised questions about the potential political motive behind the White House tasking and timeline. The review found that Brennan directed the compilation of the intelligence community assessment, and that his, Comey's, and Clapper's direct engagement in this analysis development was highly unusual in both scope and intensity, and risked stifling analytic debate. Ooh, man. Okay.